I don't know it all. Let me say that one more time. Say, I am humble. And I'm humble enough to admit I don't know it all. I'm a financial representative, ladies and gentlemen. I operate in finance day in and day out. And even with all of the clients that I sit with, I tell you all the time, there are two things I know in this world. One, there is a God. And two, I'm not God. So because I am not God, guess what? I know God is omnipotent, I know God is omnipresent, and I know God is also omniscient. I know that means that He knows everything. He knows the coulda, woulda, the shoulda, and what actually will happen. I unfortunately don't know all of that. So now, understand, I have been trained, I have been tasked, I've gone through exams, I've gone through certifications, I've done all of this, right? And even still, even in my capacity, I have to admit that I don't know it all. Okay? Now, why do I say all that? One of the things that I find very striking, particularly in our community, we all family, right? Too many times we find ourselves either assuming that we know it all, or we listen to advice and counsel from people who claim to know it all and don't know much more than we do, right? I hate to burst your bubble. Mama don't know everything. Mama may have been really good at trying to teach you how to, fix that scrape on your knee. You know what I'm saying? She may have been really good at doing that. But there's a chance Mama might not be able to explain interest rates to you. She very well might not, Your uncle, who could probably fix everything on the face of this planet, may not have the best strategies on how to fix your credit score. Kind of see where I'm going with this? So it's always imperative that we always seek those who know a little bit more than we do, frankly, a lot more than we do. So in listening, I'm always going to share with people two things. If you want to develop a financial plan, here's what the first things you need to do. You need to get in the Bible. You need to get in the Bible. If you want to start developing a financial plan, you got to listen. First stage of listening, you got to get in that Bible. You need to get somebody who is certified and knows more about your financial situation than even you do. All right? You need to get you an advisor. You need to get somebody that you can develop a relationship built on trust with. You need to get someone who is going to give it to you straight, uncut, unadulterated, unfiltered truth. Okay? And the reason that you want that is because going to see an advisor is like going to see a doctor. Okay? In our community, we don't like going to see the doctor either. Let's be honest with you. I completely understand why. Watch this. A doctor can only help you to the extent that you are honest with it, right? You got to let them know, okay, I got this symptom, this hurts, this is going on, I'm feeling this, I smoke, I drank, I'm supposed to stop, but I can't. You got to be willing to let them know all of that, right? You got to be willing to be honest with your doctor, right? Because that's the only way the doctor can prescribe what is right to fix your situation. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, you need to find an advisor that's going to be able to do the exact same thing for you. Too many people are trying to fix their own financial situation with home remedies, not realizing they need to see a financial doctor in their lives. So the first thing I'm going to recommend that everybody do is that they get an advisor. That you get an advisor. Now, here's the biggest part. Why do you need to get an advisor? As, for lack of a better expression, as obvious as that may seem, I put that on board for a reason. You go to an advisor to get advice. It does you no good if you don't listen to the advice. Does that make sense? Okay? I can't tell you over and over again how many times I've sat with people that say, you know what, I want to improve my situation, I want to do better, I want to get out of debt, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then I'll go through some analysis with them, I'll sit with them, I'll share with them, what it's going to take to get out of the situation, and I never see it. Or they take that information and they can say, oh, okay, that's cool, and then they never enact the strategy. Or don't even go to someone else to enact the strategy. It does no good to get advice if you're not actually going to, or get an advisor if you're not actually going to listen to the advice. I have a client right now who I basically have to talk, for lack of better expression, off of a financial cliff about every 2 weeks. Because, we had a sit-down conversation, and I was sharing with her, I said, okay, you know what, you gotta make a girl. I understand, you want to have some savings set aside for her college education. So here's the strategy we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to set X amount of dollars aside on a regular basis. This is how you're going to start saving for your daughter's college education. We get all the plans set up. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from her. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Oh, nothing much. You know what I'm saying? Good to hear from you. What you need? Well, I kind of need, some advice. Well, matter of fact, I don't even need some advice. I'm not sure I want to do those financial plans anymore. Okay, well, I completely understand that. If we need to adjust our strategy, cool. Just let me know what's going on. Well, you know, I got this cruise coming up. Tell me about the cruise. Well, you know, we got to make an initial deposit, we got to do this, we got to do that. Oh, okay, cool. I'm just listening to a talk. I said, okay, let me ask you a question. I said, how much does it cost to, you know, go on the cruise? Okay, well, you know, to go on this cruise right now, it's going to take $5,000. It takes $5,000. I said, okay, ask you a question. Do you have $5,000? She said, no, I don't. I said, okay. So that means in order to get that $5,000, you're probably going to need to go into debt, right? She said, yeah. I said, okay. So let me ask another question. If you had the $5,000, would it be better for you to take that $5,000 to save for your daughter's education, or take that $5,000 to go have, you know, a wild night on the beach somewhere? And I just waited for her answer. And she was like, God, you're right. Yeah. All right, I'll keep saving. That 2 weeks after we started. 2 weeks later, she calls me back. Mark, hey, what's going on? It's good to hear from you. You know, what's up? I need some advice. Okay, I'm here to give you some advice. What's going on? She said, well, I'm thinking about, I need some money for this medical procedure. Oh, okay. Well, now I'm like, okay, this is serious. Okay, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Well, if you got to get some medical procedure done, okay, that's fine, it's cool, you know. We did set these dollars to the side. I realize I want to use it for your daughter's education, but hey, you got to get a medical procedure done, it's cool. All right, so what's the medical procedure? Well, I don't quite like how my butt looks. What do you mean you don't like how your butt looks? Well, I'm thinking about getting a little lift. You're thinking about getting a lift. So this is not a medical emergency? No, psychologically it's a medical emergency. I said, okay, let me ask you a question. How much is it going to cost to get this procedure done? She said, $10,000. Okay, $10,000. Do you have $10,000? You kind of see where this is going? Again, what's my point behind that story, ladies and gentlemen? It's great to have an advice, but it does you no good if you don't listen to the advice. So the first thing that the Bible teaches us in Proverbs 11:14 and 15:22 is that we have got to listen to the counsel of those who just might know more about finance than we do. That's the first step to getting a financial plan together. That's the first step, all right? Next thing you got to do, if somebody will, please read Proverbs 27, verses 23 through 24.